I'll tell you something right now. I'm excited.
Hi.
I'm very jazzed up.
You were jazzed up?
You know why? We reorganized the company.
Yeah, actually, it's refreshing.
It's so refreshing.
Refreshing.
In August, I was ready to chuck it all.
No,
chuck
you weren't.
It all.
You were just stressed out. You weren't ready to chuck anything.
No, I was ready to get it to the yard. And
please.
you know what saved me? Misunderstood ginger whiskey saved me in the month of August. This is the last time I'm promoting this whiskey without them giving me something.
You have the T-shirt.
I got the T-shirt from Scott Brown.
Oh.
And I'll tell you, I'm done with Scott Brown, too. If Scott Brown doesn't start coming through,
it's funny you should say that.
We have
because
so many people.
Scott Brown's partner was right next door at the restaurant just now. She was there. Mm-hmm.
I have to go say hi in a minute.
They're probably gone by now. They seem to be walking out when I was walking in.
What I'm telling you is we help a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
We help a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
We've helped a lot of comics.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get some help back. And don't send me a T-shirt. Your whiskey's great. It's time for you to buck up. Send me some giant tickets, something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because this stuff is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. So am I. And me saying how great this whiskey is comes with a price tag. This whiskey, as good as it is, and I'm telling you something right now, I'm not a whiskey drinker, but I drink that.
Yeah.
And so I'm telling everybody that they should drink it. And not everyone should demand free stuff, but I should.
Yeah.
And the sunglasses.
Right. There's
I'm so
sunglasses. There's misunderstood whiskey sunglasses.
No, Roca sunglasses.
Oh, I was very confused. You had a moment there.
Well, let me tell you what I did today. I'm on a complete Rogan kick today.
Oh.
Yeah, listen to this. Okay, this is what I did today. I drank my athletic greens.
Right.
I wore my Roca sunglasses. I did Onnit this morning. The brain pill.
Oh, you did?
Pill. I clubbed the baby seal to death. I'm on a complete.
Is that why you seem like you're on crack right now?
Joe Rogan has me cracked up.
You really do. You're like all.
But here's the thing about Rogan. So he pushes these products, and I think they're all good products.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rogan has my standard.
Right.
Except the difference is he has, I think at last count, 200 or 300 million.
More than you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But the Onnit is good. I like the Onnit.
Right.
And I like the whiskey. It's time to buck up, misunderstood whiskey. Bring some people here to the club, if nothing else.
Right.
All right, let's get going.
Well, can we talk about what happened last Wednesday?
Last Wednesday has been on your mind. I do not.
Tick, 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 tick.
I do not think we should say which place it was.
Okay. So it's off.
Oh, no.
Off.
No.
I don't even do pig
No,
Latin.
edit that.
Top A, offy gay.
Oh, my God. Edit that.
Do not edit it.
No, you have to edit
No,
that.
No, I don't.
It got resolved.
It was not. But here's the thing. Let's start.
This is another. Go ahead.
So we do a staff outing at off.
Oh, stop it.
Off.
They're coming here for a show.
Yes, I know. And we would never allow this behavior. Never. This behavior from top to bottom would never happen.
I agree with that.
So from the very start, we were going.
You should be nice.
I am going nice.
It sounds like you're going scorched earth.
Shh.
This is what our
I
divorce is
didn't
gonna
do
sound
a Google review, even though I wanted one. I did not do a Google review.
Yeah, this
Honestly,
is worse.
no,
This
no,
is
it's not.
worse.
But listen, Linda, listen. So when I first wanted to book it, we needed 3 bays to participate in the activities.
Because we take very good care of our staff.
Yeah, so our staff is going. Minus poor Noah was left off the text.
That's a whole different thing.
I
Not
know,
my fault.
No, it was not.
Get on one topic here. We were going to go to this place.
We're going to go to this place. So anyway, going round and round with the one person in sales because you can't book 3 bays in a row. Otherwise, they say to you, you can do 2 bays. And the 3rd bay I actually had to do under your name instead of my name because they were saying, sorry, can't book 3 bays. So I booked the 3rd bay. Then I was talking to sales because that's the only way you can get the 3 bays in a row. I said, okay, can I please have them in a row? Nope, can't have them in a row. Okay, well, how can I have them in a row? You have to purchase a package. All right, give me the chips and salsa package. Nope, sorry, it has to be a minimum of $28 a head per package. So I do the math. I say, okay, it'll be a buffet. Everyone can eat at their leisure. All right, Get me that. Nope, sorry, it's too late in booking. I'm like, what? And they're like, but we'll put the 3 bays together anyway. So I was like, why couldn't we start with that?
I agree.
So we show up.
On time.
On time.
Without Noah.
Without Noah. Oh, I feel terrible. All right, go on. Anyway.
Where you going? You're talking. You need to get on Rogan's pills. You need some Rogan pills. Go on. Listen. Start listening. I am so revved up.
So anyway, we get there and we're waiting for some other people to show up. So, and what the fuck? Why won't you turn your phone off?
Good.
So I swear to God, you are that teenager.
Just
that clip that Noah put together of you is so true.
Seriously checking social media right now while we're doing this?
I am a teenage girl.
You are a teenage girl.
Should have got him invited. Go ahead.
So, we get there, we're waiting. And first of all, the waiter comes over and tells some of our members it's a hard 5:30 out. Hard 5:30 out. Which made no sense to me because it was not busy one iota.
Not busy.
And so then go ahead. What happened with you?
Okay, so, I go in. There's a ball laying there. I shoot the ball. It's a brilliant shot.
Right.
And it was so good. Anyway, the person who's supposed to take care of you at this establishment that I think we shouldn't be talking about is standing there. And I said, hey, can you give me a practice ball? And he goes, you can't, you have to be registered. I said, come on, you cheap son of a bitch, you can't give me a free ball. And I laughed. And I said, I'm just kidding, I'm from the comedy club. And the kid turned around and walked away. And in my head, I said, well, that was odd. Because, listen, anyone that knows me knows, I don't mistreat people. I treat people exceptionally well. Now, they also know that, I've had my moments like anybody, but I own my moments, right? So anyway, he walks away.
Right,
and,
keep going.
And he was muttering when he left. He doesn't like being called names. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said, I don't appreciate being called names.
Right. And clearly, listen, this is the problem with this generation. This is a young kid, okay? Zero ability to deal with life. Obviously never heard the sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me phrase. Mm-hmm. Okay, so whatever. Now another manager comes out.
Wait, hold on. First of all, we were sitting there for 15 minutes. So the time is important to note.
Yes, it's 15 minutes and we're not getting any help.
We're not getting any service.
And we have a big group there.
We have a big group there. So now I go to the front desk and say, excuse me, can we please get service? We're in bays, and I name the bays.
I didn't even know that happened.
I did. And so now next, a young manager comes up to you.
Young manager comes down and he says, hey, I need to know what happened. And I said, what do you mean? Nothing happened. I was kidding around with your guy and he walked away. And the manager goes, well, we have to make sure our staff's respected. I go, listen, I completely kidding. I told him how I said it. And I said to him, hey, if you need me to leave, we'll leave.
Yeah.
But I said it very nicely. And he goes, no, I just have to protect my staff. I go, listen, honest to God. I go, we're big tippers and we treat people. He goes, well, tips here don't matter.
Right. Tips don't matter except they put the gameplay on the check. Hello. Because they want you to tip on the gameplay. Go on.
I don't
Tips
think this is a
matter.
good idea.
I
to
don't
bash
care.
This place.
I
just
don't care.
I don't. Everyone has a bad day. Everyone has a bad day.
I didn't say the name of the business.
You did. You did.
Go on.
So
they don't care. They're so corporate. They don't care. Go on.
Oh my God!
Go
will
on.
you stop?
You can't stop me.
This is so bad. So the kid goes, look, I have to protect that guy, and I jokingly said to you, okay. Tips don't matter. Okay, Vicki, no tip.
Yeah, you did. You said you
because I was just having fun.
Yeah.
I was having fun. Peter was right behind me. I will say something about Peter. Peter is not a tall individual, but he's a strong individual.
Yeah.
And Peter was behind me, ready to go into action in case the fisticuff started.
I'm your bulldog.
Yeah.
He's your bulldog. I like that.
He is. He's my bulldog. And so, but I gave Peter I got this sign. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, now what happens is, he leaves, and now another manager.
Right, but another delay in time. I need to note that there was another big delay in time while we waited for him to go get another manager. who the other manager, who was like a grown adult, like, you know, probably in his 40s, comes over, flanked by the original manager
Yes.
and another gentleman who's not wearing a manager's shirt, who would appear to be security.
And a walkie-talkie. That's the big
And a
thing.
walkie-talkie and a different color shirt.
Yeah.
Flanked by two guys.
Right.
And he comes up real close, real fast to you.
Yes, he did. He came on a little strong.
A little strong.
I thought it was my cologne, but it was not.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a little aggressive.
He was.
And I said, hey, you need us to leave? We'll leave.
Yep.
No problem. I just want you to know what happened. And what he did is he came up and I said, hey, is there a problem here? And he took the thing out and he goes, I'm the manager. We'll say hello first, which I thought was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to intimidate me.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't even want to be intimidated, right? In other words, that sounds stupid. I'm not a wallflower. I don't seek confrontation. But so anyway, I just basically said to him, and I thought this is how I know it was bad. Because 99.9% of all interactions that I have, Vicki immediately tells me I'm wrong.
Yep, I do. Almost always.
Always.
Almost always. I mean, it's a minuscule amount of times where I say that you're not. It's a minuscule.
It's a harsh crowd. Anyway,
Yeah.
He said, you know, we got to protect our staff. And he goes, I go, listen, there was nothing to protect.
No.
I go, and I do think that the kid may have been under some potential, he had some other things going on, perhaps.
He probably did have some other things, but even at the end of the day, as employers, you need to know that, or if your staff is having a bad day, which can happen to anybody. Like if they had come up to me or you and said, hey, I'm so sorry, they're just having a bad day. No problem. But you've made it a big thing. Like years and years ago.
Well, you know what he did? He took the earpiece out.
Yeah, I know. But they came up hot. They came up too close with two guys behind him.
He did apologize for that.
He did, and he did say in hindsight, he does know what it looks like, and he said they're not security when he calmed down. But he came in hot. He came in hot.
Came in hot.
And
But you also, listen, in defense of him, is that kid back there whining, going, he called me a son of a bitch?
it doesn't even matter. No matter what. Like, listen, something happens on the floor. I don't go in hot talking to the people because you don't know what happened.
That's very true.
You just don't. You know, many years ago, we had a server, many years ago, when the club first opened, first couple years it was open, Trisha gave a customer the finger.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Her mom was dying. She had like a whole host of things going on.
Right.
And we apologized profusely.
Yeah.
We were so sorry.
And then to punish her, we ended up killing her mom.
Stop it! We did not! But my point is, everybody can have a bad day at work.
Correct.
Everybody can have a bad day at work. But you can't go in hot.
You can't
just
run out.
can't.
Now, can we just give them a little bit? They did give us another server who was very polite.
Oh my God, there's servers we got 2 new servers.
And she was great.
First we had a guy.
And
then shift change comes and they have you pay your
did
bill.
you say shit change?
Shift
I think you said shit
change.
change.
Shift
change.
change comes and then you pay your bill. And then we had a new server and she was fantastic.
And overall, the food was good.
The food was excellent.
Right.
The food was really good. The service was good.
Yeah.
But the managerial style, I'm not a fan of. And here's what I'm going to tell you. So that whole kerfluffle cost us an hour.
It did.
We
I
already
know
had
what you're going to
2
say.
hours to play. And so then I said to Patty, can you see if we can play longer? And she went and they extended our time till 6:30. And then they charged me for it. And I just think that's crap.
I do too.
I
And
think
you know,
it's
when
crap.
you talk about how you treat staff and
Yeah.
how we run, and you're right, we're a better management team, despite the fact that at this particular event, one of our staff members was left out.
I know. It's
And so while we do treat the majority of our staff well, not everybody.
99.9%.
Not everybody. No, and I'll tell you, so Noah somehow got left off the
I know, the text exchange.
and in my defense, I don't text with people.
Well, we weren't on it. We weren't on
neither
the,
one of us?
No, we weren't
Wow,
on the
we're soft.
text.
Who was on? Was Peter on?
Peter was on.
And Peter's on the podcast.
Yes.
And someone said, check and make sure no one's left off.
Yes.
And Peter didn't.
I made sure he wasn't on it.
No, there you go.
Noah, I also brought the microphones. I thought you were going to be there. I was excited to see you golf. I assume you're a good golfer. And I thought,
Pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
wait, he's what?
He's pretty decent.
I used to be a caddy.
You used to be what?
A caddy.
No, wow. Here's the thing, Noah. I will take you, just you and I, a nice romantic night at Golf Top, because Vicki can't say the name.
Popped off.
And I will go back there, by the way.
Listen, I just think that it's so corporate that it's getting in the way of the little finer touches. Like the fact that I had to go back and forth, and then I said, "Okay, great, we'll get the food package." Sorry, it's too late. Can't get it now. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You
And-
just said in the same email an hour ago
That's right.
that I had to get the higher one.
That's right.
So I said, okay, I'll get the higher one because I didn't want to do the food package at first because I didn't want to lock in. I didn't know what people wanted. I never want to lock in when we do staff outings. We always say, let's just order and we'll go from there. But I said, okay, if that's going to guarantee the 3 bays are together, we'll do it. That sounds like fun. It'll be a buffet. They can pick and eat whenever they want.
Yes.
But then to say no, like I'm like, what?
That's very corporate. We're not corporate. We're not a big corporate entity. So Noah, when you send your complaint about not being included up to HR, know
me.
that it's coming
I'm
to Vicki
HR.
and I.
We did have, I will say, this was a while ago. We did have somebody who had been drinking and called Vinnie
This
and
is so funny.
was upset with Vinnie about some perceived things and said, and I quote, "I'm going to HR on you."
Was this wasn't recent, was it?
It was probably about 2 months ago, except I'm HR. So Vinnie's like, I think that complaint probably won't go anywhere.
I felt very confident. I felt very confident.
Yeah.
And your complaint was, I was drinking on the job and I didn't like being sent home.
Yes.
I think HR is going to do okay.
And honestly, I will say, because Vinnie said to me on the way home, you know, Vicki, was I wrong? And I said, Vinnie, whenever you even have a pinky out of line, like I'm all over you like a cheap suit and behind doors. Like I really am to the
You are,
point.
and it's annoying because most of the time I'm not wrong. Most of the time you perceive me as wrong because I say what's on my mind. For example, I said to Noah, he should have just called and said, hey, I was left off this. Is this intentional? Instead, he stayed home last night. He was hurt. His feelings were hurt.
Yeah, feelings were hurt.
Mrs. Chait is probably writing letters to HR right now. Why was my son left out of the event? And I would never leave your son out because
No.
I like when Noah's around.
Yeah.
I enjoy Noah's time. I enjoy Noah as a person. As an employee, he's really middling. But as a person, we have to talk about there's something not on here.
What?
Russell Brand.
Oh.
My cousin.
He's not your cousin. You're no relation to him whatsoever.
How dare you? Russell Brand. And this is a really hot topic right now because two very amazing things. Have you followed what's happened at all?
I have not. I do know they said Katy Perry said in an interview several years ago that alluding to her,
He married her.
they were married, and then during the height of his fame, how did he divorce her? He sent her a text or something. It was so impersonal that he said the marriage is over. It was.
Yeah, text message.
It was a text message. Yeah, he basically texted her and said, "Marriage over. Bye bye."
You know what's incredible to me?
And
about
now he's probably like, "Damn it to hell!"
what amazes me about that,
hmm
Katy Perry, good looking, right?
She's very pretty, but I mean, there's been a lot of stories about high maintenance stuff with her. But she's married to Orlando Bloom now. They have a kid together.
Okay, so here's my point.
hmm
It's incredible to me. Like in our divorce, it'll be you. I'm not going to say goodbye to you. I'm hanging on. When you're above your pay station, you hang on. Russell Brand. Katy Perry just sold her catalog, I think, yesterday for $250 million. Can you Google that for me? I think Whiskey.
Oh, she's extremely successful.
But she sold her music rights for $250 million.
Yeah, 225 million. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
225.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so she's
Yeah.
a quarter off. But I mean, now Russell Brand. Here's the thing that's so touchy on this, and I'm a fan of his political ramblings.
Okay.
He seems very well educated.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the accusation is that he had a limo pick up a 16-year-old girl and bring her to his house from her school. It is a criminal.
Oh my God! From
It's
her
a
school.
criminal. And it's from years
She
ago.
didn't even have a fake ID. Like she was from her school. That's so gross.
Well, that's the allegation.
right.
Okay, it's the allegation. We can't say that is gross. We have to say the allegation is gross.
Right.
And she's not alone. There's a couple of other people.
I think there's 2 others.
I believe there's
correct?
total of 3 people. But here's the thing. So Russell Brand, before the story broke, went scorched earth and said, this is happening because of my beliefs, my articulations about the vaccine and world government. So he's saying it's a coordinated attack. That's his words.
Right.
And they're really just trying to silence and sideline him. And what's so tender about this particular topic is
That it's a tender age child. Go on.
well, tender age is under.
No. Tender age is in the cop shows. It's all under 18. Tender age.
All right, first of all,
Come on, you need to pay
you have
attention.
to stop getting all your illegal information from Chicago PD. All right, that's number one. Hank Voight. But here's the thing. What's so tough about this is he immediately cast out on the story. Effectively, immediately cast out. Because he came out and said, this is a coordinated attack. And so now there's a whole body of people that are going to side with Russell Brand right away. And a whole body of people are going to side with the victims, alleged victims, right away. And the truth is permanently, perfectly muddled, which is the bad part about social media.
Mhm.
He came out ahead of it. He will not lose his followers. Now, it's a criminal accusation. I believe he could still be convicted.
How long ago was it?
Well, how long ago?
There were 4 incidents
Okay.
that took place between 2006 and 2013.
There were 4 alleged.
Allegedly, yes.
Please.
So was
Allegedly.
he not married to Katy Perry during the time?
I think it said the first one happened within months of their divorce.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was during his marriage.
No. After.
Right at the end.
Huh?
After.
So he divorced her and started scooping up, allegedly, youngsters.
Children.
Right.
Youngsters.
And none of those youngsters, and it's tragic. I'm not making light of this. If it happened, it's tragic. And if it didn't happen, it's tragic. This is a tragic story, no matter how it unfolds. It's tragic if it happened. It's tragic if it's fabricated and you're attacking someone's ability to conduct and be a voice. So this is tragedy abounds. But that tragedy aside, none of those youngsters are going to sell a music catalog for $225 million. All right?
But
You should've hung on.
don't you think that I mean, I know he's saying it's a coordinated attack.
He's saying that.
Right. But I mean 4 different separate individuals.
Well,
Unless they run in the same pack.
that's where the word coordinated comes in.
Yeah.
Right? And all of these moments, you know, of course, Chris D'Elia, and he says, well, it didn't happen. Everyone denies it.
Right.
And somebody's guilty, meaning in all of these stories, in these 25 stories, somebody's guilty,
yes.
right? So someone has to pay a penalty, but it doesn't seem like they do. It seems like there's enough people, the internet has enough people that you can always get your audience back. So Russell Brand will have an audience. Now,
Right. They'll step off for a little while. They'll sit it out. They'll come out with an apology.
He may never apologize. He may come out and say, he'll apologize if he's convicted.
Right.
If he's not convicted, he'll stand in his denial. Now, would you book Russell Brand tomorrow to be at the club?
No.
Would you book Katy Perry?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about Bob the drag queen? Look up Bob the drag queen.
Who's Bob the drag queen?
Bob the drag queen wants to do the club. So,
I've never heard of Bob the drag queen.
there's a comic named Bob the drag queen. Opens for Madonna. He's huge, 1.7.
Wait a minute, but he has no allegations against him, right?
Well, here's the thing. Here's my point. Drag in general is on trial right now.
Oh.
Right? Drag in general is on trial or out there fishing for children. Everything is on trial
Oh.
in social media.
Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not a huge fan of posting on social media.
Well, it's odd because I look back at my past. I'm like, all right. And I'm like, all right, that could get me canceled. That could get me canceled. Thailand.
Oh, stop. You cannot knock it off. Knock it off. So
Paris 2000.
Yeah, you've never even been to
3.
Paris.
Oh, what about the baby white rhinos we rode and then killed in Africa?
Oh, stop.
That's going to get us in trouble.
Happened.
We rode them first.
No, that never happened. So
Do you have a cancelable moment in your past?
me?
Yeah.
No.
You know, it depends, right?
Mm-mm.
I don't think I do. I look back on my life and do I have a cancelable moment? I remember one time in a Little League game, I was coaching and there was a coach in the team and I was coaching first base.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid from the team was throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just excited. I'm going, at the ball. And the ump would then go, ball. And the coach came over and started screaming, you can't call the game for the ref. And I really wasn't trying to call the game for the ref. And then one of our kids hit the ball, and our runner's running up the first base line, and he beats the throw by half a step. And I went, safe. And the ref after went, safe. So it looked bad because it looked like the ref is, young kid. It's a 17-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am, a full-grown adult saying safe. He's saying safe after me. So the other coach came up, and he's screaming in my face. And he's really carrying it.
And how'd you take that?
Vicki, I did the thing that I'm very good at. There's a lot of eyes on you at this moment. So I did what I had to do. I said, hey, come on, man. Soft.
I don't think you did that.
No,
As a young man, I don't think you
I
did
did.
that. I don't.
Well, when you hear the whole story, you think I will.
Okay.
I leaned in and said, come on, man, there's no need to act like an asshole. And he said, he called me an asshole. I didn't call him. I certainly did not call him that. And now the ump's looking at him going, stop using that language. And the guy's going, he called me an asshole. And all the kids can hear. And I lean in and I go, I didn't say you're an asshole. I said you're acting like an asshole. And he goes, he did it again. He did it again. He called me an asshole. And the ump threw him out of the game. And he had to go sit in his car and not be even in the stands.
You
but
were
his
probably smiling.
His car was right there, and he had a watch. And at one point, he had the windows down, and he was yelling. And the ump said, sir, if you're sitting here, you have to roll your windows up or leave the parking lot. And I think that was brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Now, is that a cancelable moment? I don't think so.
No, I don't think that's a cancelable moment.
I have a couple things. I think all of us have a couple things we're not particularly proud of, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I
Right?
would think so. But I mean, fortunately for you and I, we grew up in an era where you weren't videotaped. All the pictures
Well, it
weren't
sounds
put
like
up.
you have a lot more cancelable moments than I do because I'm not worried about being videotaped. I don't know what you did exactly, but no, I think if we blew up tomorrow, there'd be nothing to cancel me on. No one would care about my minor transgressions in life, my whatever, Now, Russell Brand, you have to believe, because he was very promiscuous and he was very open about it, which is part of his defense. He's saying, hey, I've told everybody about everything. This didn't happen. That's a pretty compelling defense.
That is.
Except when you say, and Russell, I love you, but a skeptic would say, well, of course you didn't tell us about that.
Right.
You told us everything else. You didn't tell us about that. That's illegal, right? So I've told you about the asshole incident, but if I had a crystal meth conviction
Sure.
in my background, I wouldn't necessarily talk about it, or the judges I paid off to get out of that little jam up. And who even knew what the school zone was back then? The joke.
How old was Russell Brand when this happened? The first one.
So there was one incident where he was dating a 16-year-old for 3 months. He was 31 at the time.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the alleged incidents.
Mm-hmm. So if I would say if it was 30 years ago and not 20 years ago, then that kind of stuff was just swept under the rug, where stars dated teenage girls and everyone just like, oh, look at his girlfriends.
Well, I do believe that Hollywood
Oh, yeah.
has consistently
Yeah.
and still
Yeah.
pushes
Mm-hmm.
older men with incredibly younger women.
Yeah.
What is the Leonardo DiCaprio age limit? I think it's like 25 or
Yeah,
20,
25. Yeah. After they turn 25, Leonardo DiCaprio always seem to break up.
Well, Leo's a vibrant.
What is he, 46 now?
Oh, he must be 50.
I don't think he's 50 yet. I think that, but because his latest girlfriend,
48.
48. So is he still going out with that girl that he was dating, where the mother was like younger than him or the same age, and they were double dating?
I know he just broke up with someone. Let me
Oh,
check.
he just broke up with her? Well, there you go.
They all get their comeuppance, right? I mean, Al Pacino just had a baby and the girl broke off. Now listen,
No, they're saying that they are not broken up, but she's requesting sole custody of the baby for some reason. But they're saying they're not broken up. At
because
first,
he's creepy.
because he's 81 and she's 29.
Because what kind of mother wants her child being raised by a man who would date her when she's 24 or whatever?
No, she's 29.
Oh, all the difference.
But they've been together, I think, for a couple years now, right?
With De Niro?
Al Pacino.
Or Al Pacino? Yeah, that's been a long relationship.
Right.
You know what? Every time that they consummated their relationship, in the background, she heard Pink Floyd's Money. Bum, 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 bum. There's no way that she looked at Al Pacino and said, I need to have that.
No.
That didn't happen.
No.
Okay, and you know how you know that? Because if you went into her dating history, there's no other 84-year-olds.
No.
Not one. And so I don't blame just the guys. I think Hollywood is repulsive in so many ways. And Hollywood trips over itself with inclusion. Go ahead. Count the ugly people on TV.
No.
Count them. There's like 4. Okay, there's 4 ugly people on TV.
Right.
4 fat people, 4 ugly people. This Is Us was already canceled. All right, that had some fat ugly people, didn't it?
No.
Yes, it did.
Vinny.
This Is Us had some.
Stop it.
Yes, it did.
Stop it.
Okay, are you gonna tell me, Noah?
There are some stinkers.
Huh?
There are some stinkers.
What?
There's some stinkers.
Yeah, listen. Okay, so now let's count. Now I'll tell you, the new Roseanne is full of older people, but this brings me to my next point. Okay, so I did a joke the other day. Noah posted it up about young white girls sucking the fun out of life. The joke murders. It's young white girls that have sucked the fun out of life. Like, how old are you? 26? 33? How old? 20? Yeah, you're the group. Right? What do you think? What's the first thought you have when you see a bunch of people far away from you laughing and having fun? Isn't your first thought, I'm going to put a stop to that, whatever that is? Are you woke? You don't know if you're woke? Well, let's say you're walking down the street, you see a Christopher Columbus statue. What's your first thought? Is your first thought, we should rip that statue down, throw it in the river, and march straight to City Hall and protest? Or is your first thought, oh, snap, I've got Monday off? Every time I'm on YouTube, some young kid will say, old man, and listen, your generation, put me here now, your generation, which loves inclusion, and this is racist and that's racist, you're ageist. You're ageist. And I got news for you, all right? 99% of all children that say that, I could kick the living shit out of in almost any physical endeavor. Almost anyone. Peter, how well did I strike the golf ball
Oh my
last
God,
week?
what a drive. It was awesome. I was in awe. I was awestruck.
Okay, awe. All right. Peter, how many push-ups can you do? One shot.
Me, 5,000.
Now, how many can you do
In
first set?
You probably get up to 50, 60.
What do I do, Vicki?
300 every night.
My God.
Okay.
Here
now,
I am in awe
okay,
again.
Now, let me just explain. I don't care. And here's the difference between me and that group of people, the ages. I don't care. I think it's funny that you call me old. But I also think it's ironic as hell that I'm joking about a woke generation, which is entirely too woke, right? And they're so selectively woke. Because this particular joke they're calling racist because it's about Columbus Day. And now here comes Columbus Day. It's coming up any day now. Go ahead. Count the number of protests. There's next to none. Because all those people that are offended by it are taking the day off to go fucking apple picking.
Apple picking.
All right?
Mhm.
And it's like, listen, you don't even realize how funny that is.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't take the day off to march. This day off. I'm not marching on my day off. I'll do Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the day off from work. So this whole woke moment, and it's not impeding stand-up comedy, but there are moments like, so Chrissie Mayr just did a joke in Texas, and they got a lot of media attention because she said something about Dylan Mulvaney.
Mm-hmm.
And what she said is, and she's a comic.
Right.
All right. Dylan, she is a very prominent figure right now
That's right.
in culture.
Mm-hmm.
And what Chrissie Mayr said is that Dylan didn't get breast implants yet.
Right.
And she said she's calling that into question
Mm-hmm.
because if she were becoming a man, the first thing she would do is go get a penis attached.
Yeah.
And she would get a big,
Right.
she said a big black penis. Now, listen, you could argue all day long whether the joke is funny or not. You're in a comedy club.
Yeah.
And Dylan Mulvaney put herself out there
Yeah.
into the limelight.
Yeah. Put herself out
And
there.
you are subjected to being poked, having fun, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I don't think the joke was mean-spirited. I didn't see the whole piece, but people walked out calling her a
Transphobic.
transphobic. And to me, you're transphobic if you're afraid to joke about anything. You're an ageist if you're afraid to joke about it.
Yeah.
If you say there's some group that's not in your comedic purview, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
Now, if you're mean, and maybe Chrissie was mean. I like Chrissie. I don't think she was mean. You know her.
Yeah. I
You
think she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, you don't think she'd be mean with
No,
a joke.
I don't.
But
I don't.
why is there some...
But I also think that I agree with you. If you're a public figure, if you're putting yourself out there, things are going to come up. You have to have a thick skin.
Yeah, so the guy called me ageist and old, and he said, it's just not funny. Now listen, on the clip's killing.
Yeah.
People are laughing their ass off on the clip. So what do I care? I don't if some guy doesn't like it. But I find it funny that when I'm talking about the woke, that the people that are called woke will immediately, because they're saying basically that I'm a racist for a Columbus joke,
Right.
which is what a perversion of
Yeah.
that word.
Yeah.
But then they're ageist in their comment. That strikes me as
Right. The
absurd.
irony of it all.
The irony. That's the word I was struggling to find.
The irony of
Irony.
it all. Mm-hmm.
Irony.
All right. Well, I think we got to wrap up, kid.
What are you?
It's time.
Is it time? We didn't do half the stuff on the list.
It's 40 minutes.
Do me a favor, please. Go on my YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
On my YouTube or my TikTok or my Instagram and comment. What's the video called on YouTube, Noah?
She's ruining the fun.
She's ruining the fun.
Yeah.
By the way, can I just ask this?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think... Okay, now you're a young white girl.
Well, I'm not young, but yeah.
You look young.
Oh, thank you.
You look great. You do. You look great.
Thank you, dear.
I fall in love with you every day.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Move it along. Yeah.
Akash Singh was in this weekend. He said one of the things he likes about me is how much I love my wife.
Mhm.
That's so sweet.
That is so
He was a
sweet.
murderer. And by
Yeah.
the way, Troy Bond.
Yeah. I'm
Both-
very
both
excited to
clubs.
see him. Yeah.
Akash murdered.
Mhm.
Troy Bond murdered.
Yeah.
Troy's here this week. I want Akash to go do Bridgeport. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that don't you think that it is kind of more prevalent in youngish white females to ruin fun?
I do think that sometimes I think
Let me
once-
come close.
What?
Close. Yes.
No.
Get up on her face now. Let me have her. Ready? Yes.
Stop. No, I just think that sometimes people don't realize just how hypocritical they are being when they're calling something out in a very mean spirit. Yeah, I saw that. In a very mean-spirited way.
You can call me old all day long. I don't care. I feel great.
But it doesn't. My point is if you're being an ageist, why you're calling out for something else, you're just a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So
Right, you're a hypocrite. But my question was, don't you think it's more young white girls ruining fun than any other cohort?
no, because I feel like it's just across the board. There's pockets of people that are just
I'll give you that. But
pains in the butt.
and here's the other thing: if you're the kind of individual that's going to be offended, maybe you just don't belong in a comedy club.
I agree with that. I
Right?
agree with that. If you're gonna come and you're gonna have an attitude and you're not here to have fun,
Right.
why go? No one's making you go.
No one making you go. It's like going to a soccer game and going, soccer sucks. I hate soccer. Don't go to the game.
Why go?
It's
Why
like
go?
not being invited to the outing and then having to show up the next week and produce.
Yeah.
No, I love you. I'm sorry that we missed you.
It's good. It's all good, really.
No, you were hurt though, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Hurt, confused.
Confused.
Worse. That's worse.
That is worse.
He's just sitting there slack-jawed.
You're right, Vicki. There are pockets everywhere. There are pockets everywhere. Confused. Noah, in the future, and I've told you this in the past, we're men. We're men. Okay? I know this generation wants you to believe you're not a man. That's not a thing. It's toxic. No, bullshit. Clear communication is the purview of men. You pick up the phone, you call me, Vinnie, did you mean to leave me off? And let me give you a little update on how I would have handled it. If I meant to leave you off, I'd say, yes, Noah, you're not invited. Where is the mystery? Or I would have said, no, Noah, of course that's an oversight. Thank you for calling me. It would have been one or the other. And there would have been no confusion. You would not have been confused anymore. Because the clarity in my conversation, you will admit that I'm clear.
Oh, yes, you're crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
And I'll say right now, this was Patty's mess up.
Yeah, this is Patty's mess up.
Patty messed us up.
Mm-hmm.
And there should be umbrage taken with Patty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got to wrap up.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Love you guys.
Okay.